I remember arriving to Norway. It was raining, and it was colder than I imagined. We arrived in, let's see, that was August, almost September of 2011. And I remember seeing the mission president and him giving me a big old hug and looking at me in those eyes with his big blue eyes. And I remember just immediately feeling loved walking into that country. We spent the first night in the mission president's home, and we received our first areas that we would go to, learned about our trainers, and I was very excited. And so the first area I served in was Bergen, in the west of Norway. And I remember first arriving there with my trainer and being so overwhelmed. It was a very large city that I was not used to, mainly because I had never been to a large city where I was trying to be one, to be on the street, to be getting to knowing the people, to share something that I loved with them. I had never experienced that before, and so it was definitely a change in my lifestyle and my habits and my attitudes, but it was a very good experience there in Bergen, in that first area.
So just getting there was kind of an adventure. We lost 2 full days in transit just because you're going, west to east. And so, like, when we got there, we were all just really jet lagged. And I didn't sleep a lot on the plane, like, especially from, like, Texas to England, because I remember just being on the plane. We got there, and the plane was already pretty full. And so I went to go put my suitcase in the overhead compartment, and there was no room, so I just kind of put it at my feet. So I was, like, flying like this for, like, 8 hours, couldn't really sleep or do anything. Kind of an uncomfortable experience, but still. We got there, and I was just completely out of it, just jet lagged as could be. Walked out of there. Half of our district didn't have their luggage or anything, so we're all trying to figure that out. All the signs are in Norwegian, and we walked out, and we finally saw our mission president. He said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll get this all taken care of." And, that was the biggest relief, that we could have at that time, just because we're scared. We've been in the MTC for the past 9 weeks. It's our first time, really being outside of the MTC, and we just saw him, and just that nice confident President Johansson that was there. Just, "Yeah, don't worry, we've got this all taken care of. You guys will get your bags again. Like, we know how this works. We'll take you care. Let's get you to the mission home, and let's get you guys some sleep because you guys look really tired." And so that first night in the mission home, I think it was kind of the same experience as most people get in the MTC. It was a little hard to sleep, even though we were all so tired. It's just like, we're in Norway. This is ridiculous. This is awesome. Because, like, those entire 9 weeks were building up to that. Like, our teachers pretty much told us all the time how cool it was over in Norway, and just hearing all their experiences, it was just blood pumping, like, just how awesome it was going to be. And so I remember that night too, he told us where we were going, and we were all really pumped about that. And I actually got assigned to stay in Oslo. And so, like, the next day we all went into Oslo. A lot of the guys in my MTC group, went to the airport, flew off to different areas in Norway. And I was just kind of there in Oslo, so I got to see them all leave. And my companion was just right there. He's like, "Okay, great, let's get going. Let's get straight to personal study, and then we're going to head out on the street, get you your bus card, and we're just going to start contacting people." And I thought, I'm still jet lagged. What's going on here? I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, order my bus card. I don't even know how to talk to people right now. Like, I've been on a plane for the past 2 days. I can't remember most of my Norwegian, which turns out I didn't know a lot at the beginning anyway, so didn't know what I was so worried about. But I just remember that first day, going throughout the whole day, just being, completely tired, but, just kind of looking up to my companion, like, how does he do this? Like, how is he so good at this? What's he, doing to talk to people? And just trying to pick up as much as I could from him. But yeah, other than that, I just remember seeing a lot of those missionaries there on transfer day, and they were all just really excited, really happy just to see us new missionaries come in, That was always a good feeling, just to see new missionaries, new blood coming into the mission. And I don't know, it just made me really excited for the missionary work in Norway, just to have that first day.
It's Europe, so it's very different than anything in America. Just the feel of it's very modern and old. So we got there, and we went straight to the city, and there's a young adult center right in the center of the main capital, Oslo. And my companion came and picked me up, and he tossed me the keys to a manual Volkswagen and said, "We're going to drive home." And I'd driven a Volkswagen before. That's manual, but never in Europe when it's kind of crazy. So that was my first real experience in Norway, was driving home being super stressed out, you know, trying to learn the road rules, and just being taken aback by how beautiful it was. Because you drive through the city, and it's a modern city, but it's also very lush. They take care of the environment there, and they really respect it. So you drive out of the city, and right away you see this big fjord that's just breathtaking. And the whole 45-minute drive to my next area was the same. You just keep looking out the window just in amazement to what is outside your window, almost believing that's not real. So it was quite the experience, realizing that Norway is in fact as beautiful as they say it is.